Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to the next episode of Genre Makers. Now we've talked about a lot of genres and almost none about others, and I promise you that I'm going to try to hit all of them or at least as many as I can. But today I kind of want to dive back into the beat 'em up genre, in part because I like it and in part because it gives me a reason to talk about Sega for a change. I've sort of neglected to do for a while, well, at least in this series. So today I thought we'd talk about Final Fight. Okay, stop. We're talking about Final Fight, yes, but only as it relates to another series that pushed the genre forward far more than Final Fight did, and that's Streets of Rage, in particular Streets of Rage 2, and what it did to shake up the genre itself. So if you have a moment, grab a snack and sit back for a while as we dig into this franchise, how it got its start, and what it did to shake things up and keep people playing beat-em-ups, even while tournament fighters were becoming all the rage. See what I did there? Thank you, I'll be here all week. Seriously, hang tight, I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. Now, like many games around this time in the height of the 16-bit wars, a story starts not with the game itself, but with another game, Final Fight. Now, this was a game that in and of itself actually shook up the formula of beat-em-ups, adding various different characters, each with their own fighting style into the mix, and giving the player far more varied combat than in, say, Double Dragon. It had weapons you could pick up, much like the predecessor games, along with larger sprites for enemies, and more detailed backgrounds. This wasn't to say that Sega didn't have its own franchises, it certainly did, with games like Golden Axe having different magic uses for each character, speeds of attacks, and different weapons and stuff like that that the characters themselves used. The problem was, Final Fight felt a bit different and was really picking up steam. The downside is Nintendo had pulled another exclusive of it, snagging the popular Capcom title only to lock it into their console. This left Sega with a bit of a bind, wanting to compete but not having anything nearly as popular as Final Fight was at the time. Sega was, in a word, frustrated, so they decided to make their own series starting out much like Golden Axe with an attack, jump, and special button. The special button itself would call the police car that would launch a missile destroying everything on the screen. It also had different fighters of various different types, much like Final Fight did, and well, it sold well enough that Sega wanted to see a sequel to it. And this is where the game started to change. You see, they changed a lot of what was going on in the very first game, adding more varied roster with Axel being the balance fighter, Blaze being the faster of the two, both from the original game. However, they would also drop Adam out in favor of two new characters. Eddie, who was the younger brother of Adam and a skating enthusiast, and last but not least, Max, a heavy wrestler type character. This alone would make the game stand out more as you had even more very different types of combat to use. On top of this, they actually changed the special system in the game from a universal one, like in the original game, to a new system. You see, this system would allow you to use your life to do more powerful special moves, each set of them unique to that character. This gave each one of the characters special moves, and multiple of them at that. All these unique attacks made each one of the characters feel far more unique and deeper gameplay wise, and added to the replayability of the game as you'd want to go through with each character to see how well they fit into your particular playstyle. On top of all this, the enemies now had life bars, all of them, not just the bosses. This gave the player a lot more information about not only how much damage they were doing, but how to tell which ones were optimal combos. The soundtrack was also greatly improved, giving the game kind of a club/dance mix that fit perfectly with the gameplay. This made for an almost one-in-a-lifetime experience and changing much of the blueprint for beat-em-ups as a whole, truly showing that Sega does what Nintendo don't. However, what do you guys think of this one? Are you guys fans of the series? If not, which beat-em-up's your favorite? Do you not like this kind of game at all? And if so, why not? Let me know in the comments. While you're there, if you don't mind, please give this video a like. Heck, if you see more of my content you like, consider following the channel. That helps me out a ton. Till we meet again though, thank you so much for getting this far in the video and spending part of your day with me. Till I see you again, happy gaming.